slowing down here because we're going to get a little bit closer to these rocks, the caves. There's many different layers in the rock here. I can't memorize all the names of every single layer, but I can tell you my favorite layer. It's called the basal conglomerate. That's from when the glaciers came through, carving out the basins of the Great Lakes. It's the sediments from each glacier. So each gravel layer that you see is a different glacier at a different time period. From Munising to Canada is the widest part of Lake Superior. It's 160 miles straight across from here. Lake Superior is 380 miles long. It has 2,200 miles of shoreline edge. The average depth of Lake Superior is only about 488 feet deep. The deepest point, which is about 20 miles north of here, reaches an amazing 1,333 feet deep in water. That's so much water that if you were able to pick up Lake Superior, fill it out over the United States, it would fill the Grand Canyon and leave the rest of the United States in under 5 feet of water. I really don't know who comes up with that stuff, but I read it on the internet. In all of the Great Lakes combined, we have over 6,000 shipwrecks. In Lake Superior alone, we have about 2,500 that we know of. Most of them are too broken up or way too deep to see. We're glad that we have two great examples that we can show you today. I am going to steer from my left side control, so that means you guys will be able to stand up in that bow area. All that I ask is you keep an eye out for me. When I go back into the wheelhouse, I'll need to be able to see again. You might be wondering about the boat that you're on today. This is the newest boat to our fleet. Her name is the Shipwreck Express. This year she'll be about 6 years old. She was built in our parking lot. I'm not even kidding, she really was. So her hulls were built down in Scenic, Michigan. They were hauled up here on 8 different semi-truck loads. They put them down in the lower parking lot area where our other boat is on dry dock today. They put them together, they built a giant pole barn around it, and then 5 guys, a bunch of space heaters, and 1 Munising winter, this thing was done. Flying right at us over the trees, Northern American bald eagle directly in front of us. It's not a full adult yet. You see the white on the wings?
Wow, that's cool. That's amazing. That was
Okay, I'll need that bow clear.
We're in the water.
And get your family photo taken. Amy is on the lower deck, Scout's on the upper deck. They've got their arms up. You can wave them down. Just a fair warning. And Scout takes your picture. You might have a photo selfie as well. Just remember to post it on our group page so that you can share it. I also want to remind you, this is the cell phone radio. Scout and I last season watched the SAM sensor on the bottom of this cage all summer. I think it's nice to get off this year. Now to give you a little bit more about the boat that you're on today, I apologize that in between narrating and listening to the Coast Guard on the radio. This is a 33 feet wide, 65 feet long, 152 square feet of glass in the bottom of the boat. This boat is driven by two Caterpillar engine C93s. They're about 450 horsepower apiece. Twin prop driven, two rudders, no bow thrusters, no side jets, just forward and reverse for maneuvering. And the best fact of the entire day that you're going to hear is you guys are on the world's largest glass bottom boat. And a one of a kind.
Hello. Check this out. Hello. Oh, wow.
You might be wondering, well, Captain Lisa, why are you listening to the Coast Guard on the radio?
You're on a boat.
Sometimes they get on there and say crazy things. Nope. Today, there's a lot of boat traffic going on, and as a captain, when you swear in as a captain, you have to listen to it, and if you're in the vicinity of any of the calls, you have to respond to them. It is your duty.
Oh, look at that.
But luckily, this call is a little too far away from us,
Do you want to see
and I
ours?
will keep you updated. It's just a person in the water, no worries. I'm assuming it's just a kayak, and they don't know how to get back in. It happens quite often, if you can't tell.
So is that just a big ship?
The best way to kayak out on Lake Superior is by the Picture Drops Kayaking Company. They will take you out on their boat. They will launch you from the back of the boat, and then that boat stays with you the entire time that you're kayaking. So if anything were to happen, you're safe. November 23rd, 1926, the steamship Herman H. Etler was traveling just north of here when she ran into a blinding snowstorm. The captain and first mate decided to try and seek shelter towards Munising Bay. They weren't as fortunate. They ended up running a harder ground on an underwater rock reef called Trout Point. The bow of the ship shot 3 feet out of the water. The entire hull of the 210-foot vessel cracked in half. The 17-man crew, they sat out here all night sounding their distress signals, flashing their lights. The people from the mainland could see some of the lights and hear all the whistles. They were just unable to make it out here because of the snow. The next morning, a fishing tug named the Preble came out here, rescued all 17 men. They all made it safely into Munising Bay. Now, the ship was not as fortunate. It sat up here for another 3 years on top of this reef sticking out of the water until the Army Corps of Engineers, along with the help of the U.S. Coast Guard, deemed it a navigational hazard and a bad omen to other sailors passing through the area. What would happen is the sailors would come through the area, see the shipwreck, they'd go back to their docks, go to their boss, and demand higher pay. I try it every day. It does not work. So the Army Corps of Engineers and the U.S. Coast Guard decided that they needed to get it out of sight, out of mind, and down below the waterline. So they decided the only way to do it would be to stuff the seams of the ship with dynamite. They blew it up. It flung it into about a half-a-mile span. What we're going to show you today is more of a typical Great Lakes shipwreck. It sits in more of a debris field than anything. We're going to show you the bottom section first, then the port side section, then take you out on that rock reef and show you what the Hetler hit. So it is about that time now. If everybody on board would please make your way down and around the viewing areas, I'm going to give Scout another chance to get it right.
All right, well, a pop bottle has joined the tour now. We're going to be taking a look at the Herman H. Etler. It looks like Captain Talitha's already got us positioned. Oh yeah, we're making the way down and around, so why not? Class? No problem at all. Hey, I'm glad you at least enjoyed the Diet Coke. It didn't explode all over my dude, and also I'm right back up out of here. Trust me, I've recovered a multitude of items out here. Anything from shoes to teeth. I've seen it all. Alright, looks like we have everyone, including me, so I think we're ready. What I'm seeing in the back of me out here is the bottom section. The flags board you can see down there, kind of running on the lake bed. Just notice the keel, which is the backbone of any whole maritime vessel. Typically the first one construction. Is the keel seam, which just gives more integrity to that keel. It's not running parallel with our keel and keel seam or the sister keel seam. The hull along its integrity. And running perpendicular to the reef where the wheels of the ship to give the hull that circular shape. Metal ships do have all of these components. They just look more skeletal than any of the vessels that they using plenty of debris all throughout here. The most notable piece is some ivy that kind of looks like railway track. It is railway track, but it doesn't have a narrow gauge railway system to move cargo forward and back. As well, we do see these large timbers with those 5-foot tall poles sticking out that rope. That is where a 400 horsepower compound steam engine was set. The reason why we don't see it out here today is it was torn by some batteries for about 80 pounds of brass bearings. When they sold those brass bearings, it would have cost those batteries around $200. Probably would have been spending about $5 for the fuel and $5 for the highways. $190 for that. ship is dispersed.